pattern is seen all throughout biology in the mammal kingdom. Okay, in the mammal group. When you are showing off your body as a woman, that is called sexual display. And that's something animals do in order to attract mates. Women that are engaging in sexual display at inappropriate times are saying that their body is a cheap commodity, a resource that's readily available to view. You are not wearing those things to please yourself. If there was no other human on the earth, people would not invent G-strings and thongs and bikinis and stuff. They don't protect you, they don't keep you warm, they're not useful. Instead, they make things that are visually appealing to other members of the species. Okay? So when the young ladies are restricted from wearing shorts that, show the curve of their butt cheek.
I don't mean that high. I just
mean this is the reason why the dress code has so many stipulations for women and not for men. No, women are not interested in looking at the male body unless they are the peak of perfection. So, like if you had some Captain America looking dude, women would want to look at his body. But if you're an average male human, you look like a Lego person. You're not really. You're not visually appealing. But most human women are appealing to most men. The opposite. And so, if you're trying to have an environment where education is the goal and education is the primary focus, it becomes a distraction when young ladies are engaging in sexual display beyond what's acceptable. And if you allowed it, there are quite a few young ladies here that would do that. No one has ever taught them, hey, you look really nice and you are very sexually attractive, but there is a time and place where it's appropriate for a woman to engage in sexual display. And you being in 10th grade, going to your 4 periods for the day, is not one of them. There's a time, and you can learn what those times are, how to do it in a tasteful way. But this isn't one of them. And instead of going through that whole discussion, they just tell you, you can't wear skirts that are this short, you can't wear a midriff shirt, you can't
what about
leggings?
I don't know if that was just me, but that was so objectification and uncomfortable.
Reach sexual maturity and continue to age. It makes fat deposit on the body differently. And it actually changes the shape of a young lady's leg and it becomes conical instead of most boys' legs. They look kind of straight like a Lego person. Okay? And as women go from being like 13 and older, their shape of their legs actually start to change. And it's because of the estrogen. That is, heterosexual men are programmed to think that those things are attractive. Okay? It produces distraction in an educational environment. So that's the reasoning behind the dress code. Laura. No, weird, bro. Biology is weird.
Oh my God, bro, look at your shoulders. Oh my God. Your shoulder is sexy.
These are just body parts. They're just skin and flesh and fat and, a woman's breast is just, it's a gland that produces milk. It's skin and it's fat and that's it. That's all it is. But that does not mean that even once someone knows that, it's not appealing. Okay? You understand what it is, but that doesn't change how people are going to feel about it and think and stuff. Just because you know how something works and what something is, doesn't change what you think about it. biology is weird, and humans have been programmed to think these things and find them appealing for millions of years. Okay? Even hair. There's a reason why women tend to grow long hair. And that's across all the cultures in the world, all history. There's a biological aspect to this. I'll get into that later in the class.
Don't touch me on here. It's
Okay.
No, Daddy. You attracted to kneecaps, bro?
Anyways, so that was like mildly concerning. That was just like like
You don't want to be hurt? There's things that women benefit from men, and it's very difficult, if not impossible, for women to get these things on their own. Just like there are things that men get from women, and it's very difficult if men were to try and get these things on their own, if not impossible. So it is a trade-off. It's like symbiosis, which is something we learn about from biology, a partnership between two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where they both mutually benefit. So a trade-off might be that you have to put up with things from men, like, oh, they think I'm attractive, they're bothering me, and this and that. Okay, there is a social contract. So there are things that both groups are getting from one another. And this is present in all of the animal kingdom. One example, and then I'm gonna leave it here. With air conditioning and electricity, concrete blocked walls, and steel reinforced roof, and everything. Generally, men tend to build these things, and it's not because women are not allowed to build them. Oftentimes, women don't want to go into those industries. They're not fun, they're not appealing, they're dangerous, they're difficult. Did I talk to you guys about how much money you can make by drilling oil?
what the fuck?
With no high school diploma? Did I talk about that? Okay, so if you can look online on Indeed, and you can go to other states, and they'll take you with a high school diploma, and you can begin helping them drill for oil and stuff, and you'll make $100,000+ a year. It's very likely you'll die on the job.
Oh.
Anyone is allowed to apply. Women can apply, men can apply. That's it. Easy money. More people, and if the choice is homelessness or drill oil, I would pick drill oil. Men don't pick that job because it's hard. It's difficult, it's not fun, you're alone, you live out in the middle of nowhere for a long period of time. It's not fun. It's a bad job. Okay? But mostly men tend to do those jobs. And it's because they're willing to leave, they're willing to leave behind families, everybody they know, they're willing to work long hours, they're willing to lose body parts and limbs. It's not a good, pleasant job. But because people are willing to do jobs like that, we can have an organized society, we can have medicine, agriculture, technology, engineering, architecture. This is a trade-off. These are things that men are willing to do. And a lot of women are unwilling to do it. You're allowed to apply for the job, you'll be accepted, and some women do go into those jobs. It's just very few. If you look at truckers transporting goods, you wouldn't be able to order stuff from Amazon, your grocery stores wouldn't be stocked. Most of the truckers are men. There's no rule that says you can't be a trucker and a woman. Those rules are gone. My friend is a trucker and he used to make $200,000 a year, and the person that trained him was a woman. But she was one out of like a handful of women all over the country who traveled the continent trucking. She made a lot of money, but most women don't want to do that. You can't start a family and be a trucker at the same time. You can't buy a home and have friends and be a trucker. It's isolated and it's lonely and it's difficult. Most of the people who sign up for that job tend to be men. And because of that, we can sell things all over the world and transport goods and medicine and have a complicated first world society. So it's a trade-off. There's things that you won't like about men, there's women, but it is a trade-off. Does that make sense? Did that make sense to you guys? I hope that makes sense.
That makes sense.
This packet that I gave you